Only time would tell them, 'cause I know I'd prove 'em wrong. I was made to be a legend.
All right, cool. We're here. We're set up. Well, first off, this was my third marathon in 5 years, and my second Austin marathon. In short, I did not do my fastest, but I also didn't do my slowest. Overall, I felt pretty good about my overall finish. I got just under like 6 hours is I think the official time, like 5:50. But I also started with the half marathoners, running with my girlfriend, and I know I picked up the pace. I was on pace to finish like just under a 4 hour marathon, and then I hit mile 23 hit. What happened on mile 23? I hit, I guess, the runner's wall. I had to use the restroom, and I messed up. I used a porta potty that was a construction porta potty, and so I ended up cramping up whenever I stepped over the construction fence. And that was after that. Every mile was just kind of walk, jog, walk, jog, walk, jog. And I did that for 3 miles, so that really slowed my pace down. And then the real problem hit. Well, the real problem was that on about 4 blocks away from the finish line, I ended up getting extremely cold. Most of the race I ran shirtless, but I had my fanny pack that had the shirt, the long sleeve that I had with me. And eventually, after walking and jogging on mile 23 and beyond, the cold weather just caught up to me. It was a cold weather day that day, and I had to pull over into a hotel in Austin called Hotel Indigo, and they ended up allowing me to bunker down for about 20-30 minutes, and I just had to heat up. Definitely a huge learning lesson there. Yeah, so as far as how the race went for that last part, that was actually the hardest part about the race, was because I remember thinking I was going to get a DNF. In fact, I called my sister because she was the only one that I memorized her phone number. I happened to forget my phone for the race, and I left her this voice message.
Amanda, please pick up your phone. This is Jonathan. I'm at Hotel Indigo, and I need the family to come pick me up. This is an emergency.
And after so long, I realized that nobody was coming to save me. Nobody was going to come get me, and I just had to power on, drive on, and so I did. Eventually, I left at first. I made it like a half block, if that. I ended up turning around and coming back to the hotel, and warmed up a little bit more. There was these ladies there that gave me some food. The bartender gave me a coffee and gave me some hot water. And eventually, whenever I realized I had to just finish strong and I wasn't going to run 26 miles without the last 0.2, I just put the cup in my mouth, because originally I was holding the cup and my plan was to keep my hands warm, like holding that cup, finishing the race. But I was so cold, I was shaking, and the hot water kept burning my hands. So I put the cup in my mouth and I just put my hands like this and ran, and just tried for the last 2 blocks, just try to keep my core temperature warm, drinking that hot water. And around the last block, I didn't want anyone to see me like struggling that bad, so I just threw the cup and just tried to finish strong jogging. And it was tough. It was really tough, but I'm really proud of myself. Yeah. So the reason why I even started this journey 5 years ago was because I had cut my leg open in Mexico, and I had almost lost the ability to walk, and I just really wanted to prove to myself that we could run more, we could do more, we could be more athletic, and I just wanted to challenge myself. And I challenged myself to go from not being able to walk to walking to jogging to doing my first 5K, my first 10K, and then eventually my first half marathon, then my first full marathon, and then my first ultra marathon. And it's just been progressing. I've just been progressing over the years, and I definitely have proven to myself that I can run. I can run far if I want to. I can push myself, and I can do that while maintaining, the muscle that I've worked hard to get over the years. So what's next? What's next for me? I'm pretty confident. I just want to really focus on building right now. I felt like that last marathon taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot about where I want to go moving forward. I'm 35 right now, and I really want to focus on building. I want to focus on growing, and so I think at most I'll run like a half marathon maybe next year as far as like distance goes, but ultimately I want to focus on putting on some more size. There's a few other races that I have in mind and competitions that I have in mind. So looking forward to building and not running as much, so that'll be good. But don't get me wrong, I'll still be doing cardio and still want to maintain a lean athleticism for sure. So how did I prepare? Well, the way that I prepared was I followed the blueprint for the last 2 marathons that I had. It was about a 16-week prep. I would say that some of the things that I did really well were that I didn't put as much pressure on myself for this race. I just told myself to go out there and have fun. I did train for about 3-4 months with increasing my cardio slowly and following that strategy that I've done before, but this time I was a little bit more like casual about it, if you will. I didn't track my macros nearly as close. And I guess I would say I was like 80-90% locked in, but my first marathon that I got in 3 hours and 55 minutes, I was definitely a lot more locked in, a lot more focused going after that goal. I still trained for about 4 to 7 days a week up until like the last 2 weeks. I did need to rest a little bit because I had some injuries, and the one thing I wish I did was I wish I documented this prep a little bit more. But like I said, I just kind of wanted to take it easy with some things that I had going on with work. I just wanted to kind of step away from creating for a little while, get my career situated and just kind of stabilize, and then focus on my relationship with my girlfriend, focus on my own health. And so I just did that as my primary focus. But I do feel like I prepared really well leading up to the race. I felt like one of my strengths for this was actually just my experience, being that I've done several races now, and just knew how to carb load before, knew how to hydrate. So I felt really good about all that. What did I learn? I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I think the first and foremost was that nobody's gonna save you. You need to save yourself. And I'm really grateful for that lesson, that reminder. I also feel like I died a little bit and was reborn. I felt like I had this whole spiritual kind of like growth from that race. Really just kind of like reminded myself of how awesome I am. But another lesson that I learned was that it's just time. It's time to build. It's time to build. And that's really, really what I took away from that run. And to trust myself. Really trust myself. Trust my training. Trust my experience. Trust myself. So I'm really proud about that. What was my favorite part about the race? My favorite part about the race was actually just finishing. Those last 3 miles were 3.2 miles were really where the challenge came in. It wasn't the 23 miles before that. Those last 3.2 miles really just broke me off, put me in a hell that I was looking for, to be honest. And I'm really grateful that I had my family and my support there. I think that was a really awesome experience for myself, was to be able to see my family at the finish line, those that, you know, support me no matter what, and just being able to finish and, you know, give them something to cheer about, and doing it with pride and knowing that I gave them my best effort. I think that was my favorite part. So to my family members, you know, Mom, Anthony, Amanda and Preston, Durs, you know, everybody. Cassandra, I just appreciate y'all so much, and just want to say thank you. So, yeah, and from here, I'm excited. From here, it's just focusing on building. For 2025, I'm really focused on growing this channel. So if you found this helpful, if you found any of this informational, and you liked what you saw, just like and subscribe below. Leave a comment too. If you ran the Austin Marathon, I'd love to hear what was maybe the biggest challenge, or what was your favorite part about the marathon below. I'd love to have a conversation with you. So thanks so much for chiming in, y'all. I appreciate you. Peace, love, protein shakes. Let's get it.
Here comes Jonathan Harris from Leander and
For the
Claire
kingdom.
Powell